the Hub Amsterdam. My video is a little bit bad, and this is Charlie from Hub Zurich. And we're going to be discussing HubRadio here. And what our ideas are behind HubRadio, and what the basic idea is of why we're actually starting to do HubRadio. But first, I'm very interested in knowing what Charlie is doing in Zurich and why he was interested in this project. So I'd leave it up to Charlie. What are you doing in Zurich?
Yeah, a few things. I guess primarily my business at the moment is working with English language documents. I'm a writer, sometimes journalist, but primarily an editor at the moment, also a teacher of English, and working especially with lawyers, but also people applying for business schools and helping them with their applications and so forth. So any kind of English language word-related things, I'm your man. I'll make it perfect. I'm also, I have been a musician, but I'm much more involved in producing music and curating music. I'm a long-time radio programmer. I'm from New York, originally also grew up in California. So in a handful of places, but especially New York City, I've done radio for quite many years. And now, the last 2 years, I've been based in Zurich and doing now 2 radio programs. The second one just launched actually last week. It's called Inner City Outer Space. That's on an online-only station called Radio, Hub Zurich. And my main program, which I started almost 2 years ago, is on terrestrial and online station called LoRa. It stands for Local Radio. It's very community-based. It's a non-commercial station, and there's programmers in many different languages. But mainly, I've been doing music programming for all these years, but sometimes involving discussions and guests and you know, music-related things, and a lot of also live radio concerts, where I'm wearing all the hats from the setup and the engineering, the recording, the mixing, and the moderating. Yeah. So that's yeah, and so I'm interested just to hear. I don't know yet much about the project other than the name might speak for itself. The Hub represents a certain thing, and radio obviously represents a whole lot. And so to combine those things is interesting and exciting in its potential. And that's why I'm here.
Follow a lot of blogs, a lot of podcasts, a lot of video podcasts as well, and I see a lot of potential in being able to broadcast to the internet or to other hubbers, especially what we are doing here in Amsterdam, but also what hubs are doing in the rest of the world, because I see there's a certain potential that the HubNet, our own in-house social media, is producing for us. And I see also a lot of potential in being able to even better connect people and be even better able to show people what we're actually doing here. And for one of these reasons, also next week I'll be in Helsinki, and I'm also going to be visiting the hub there. And I want to actually make a video there and show a little bit of the hub Helsinki, and also give my commentary on how it differs from the hub in Amsterdam. And so I'm very interested in knowing a lot about the hubs in other places as well, which is also one of the reasons why I started this project. I think Damaris is also comes from the same viewpoint. Her interest is very much also to find out what's happening in other hubs, what the potentials are in other hubs, also what the needs are of the people in different hubs, what people in all the other hubs in the world can actually help each other better with. And so that's the reason why I started working with this project. And I'm very excited. I've been putting a lot of feelers out, trying to make sure that people become interested in what we're actually doing. And I've already created some buzz, as you can see, because otherwise Charlie from Hub Zurich wouldn't have joined us on the fly. So I'm very excited about it. I just think it's a shame that Damaris isn't in here just yet, because she'd be possibly able to discuss a little bit more. I do know that she's in, or that she is listening to this, via the YouTube. So I'm going to just re-invite her and see if she can get in here as soon as possible as well, so she can give us.
So I have a question which you might have answered because I didn't hear everything that you were saying before. But so it strikes me that maybe what you're actually putting together is more like television, or fully using obviously the internet technology and collaboration potential to not have simply audio but video, of course, and the social aspects that surround video on the internet. So why not call it Hub TV, for example, or what's the special radio aspect of what you're trying to put together?
Well, that's actually a very good question. One of the we started this pilot project about 3 weeks ago, I think, to discover what the technical possibilities were. The exact subject matter that we wanted to discuss was reasonably clear because we wanted to highlight lots of different hubs and different people within the hubs and show what they're doing with social entrepreneurship. One of the reasons why we chose HubRadio was because we initially thought that it's a nice, catchy name, and our intention was to do it as a podcast, possibly with some music in there, but mostly as an audio channel. And because of the technical potentials that the internet is offering at the moment, we saw a lot of things, or a lot of possibilities for making the move directly to video, if you understand what I mean. So it's so much, or there's a lot of ease involved in making a video and broadcasting a video live. I've frozen again now. But making a video, broadcasting a video live, than it is to broadcast a lot of radio live. The vision of the internet is now visual, far more than it is audio. And so we wanted to what we wanted to do was to ensure that it was accessible for everybody. But in the idea of a lot of the video podcasts that there are now, we wanted to make sure that if somebody had only the audio version, that they would be just as included as if they had the audio plus version. So audio plus video, or audio plus chat, or taking part in the live streams, things such as this. Does that answer your question?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's a good name. It is attractive, certainly for myself, who's been a radio guy for many years. And, but yeah, so there's a podcast or broadcast aspect, but then I'm curious to hear if you have any kind of how formed the vision is in terms of let's say the balance between the broadcast aspect and the interactivity, collaboration, multi-directional aspect of the communication.
Well, our idea, at least, need to interact with each other, my opinion is that hubbers need to interact with each other because there's far more potential within this hub network than people may be getting out of it. Especially between the international hubs. We sit all in a co-working space, and we sit together and we talk. We talk at the coffee machine. We talk at every point where we have interaction with each other. However, this is limited, for the most part, this is limited to the local space, which is also why I think there's a lot of advantage to visit hubs overseas. But I also find it an advantage for other people who aren't capable of visiting all the hubs overseas to be able to still get an impression of the other hubs and still be able to have some interactivity with other hub members. So not just a broadcast TV type of idea whereby we're just pumping information at somebody and somebody's a passive participant, but also an interactive means of participating and actually taking part and discovering new features and discovering new information about others and about potential not soulmates but potential social soulmates. So people who could actually who have exactly the same idea, who can together build something far bigger than just themselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so.
Yeah, for me, I was really inspired by this whole project because I see just so much potential in it, and so I hope to inspire other people also.
Yeah. Okay. And so I might have missed something you said at the beginning in regards to Google Plus, Google Hangouts. You're testing this out specifically to use it for HubRadio, or what?
That's some end-to-end connectivity within Google Plus, so that from the video production right up to the publishing, everything's included in here, much like it is in Ustream. But the advantage is here is that we can very simply invite people. It has a social aspect, and we can invite their video streams to be a part of our show.